In today's video, I'll be sharing my thoughts and reviewing the Disney Infinity 3.0 playset Rise of the Empire. First of all, I want to start off by showing you the playset piece it comes with. It's basically the Death Star. Look at it, it's amazing. It's so simple, but I love it. It sits on my Star Wars shelf in pride. For the visuals, controls and sound, then please check out the review I did on the Twilight of the Republic playset. And then obviously come back to this video and watch this one that I'm doing for you. Are you back? Good, let's get on with it. And if you didn't leave, I'll give you a quick rundown. The controls feel good apart from the flight controls. Characters and settings look the part and they use the original music so it feels and sounds great. Like I said in my other previous videos, yes, go check them out, they are pretty good. When your character dies, you have to then swap it with another character. If you run out of characters, you have to start back at the last checkpoint. So it's a good idea to have a few characters at your side so you can use, but this could get expensive. Now moving on to the story. The story of this playset is based on the original trilogy, so it goes through the main parts of Episode 4, A New Hope, Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, and Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Unlike Twilight of the Republic playset, that has its own little story that it kind of includes the prequels, this one sticks to the main three films and basically shortens them into a smaller plot point. It still has the main part. The main characters for this playset are Luke, Leia, Han and Chewie, but you can still use other Star Wars characters from Disney Infinity as long as you collect the character token. Now moving swiftly on to the levels. Each film has a planet that you'll spend most of your time on, and then it will have a little space or a smaller level where it will move you on to the next film, which is very cool. So there are only 3 planets you will visit in this game: Tatooine for A New Hope, Hoth for Empire Strikes Back, and Endor for The Return of the Jedi. Now these planets are the main downside of the game, not because they don't feel right, because they do. They feel really good, they feel and sound like a Star Wars set from the film that has been turned into toys, which is really cool, and they look and sound good. But because they add these stupid fetch quests or collect so many coins to build something missions that you have to do in order to process through the story. I don't mind doing them as a side quest, but as you have to do them as basically main quests, even though they're kind of side quests to actually continue the story, it gets very repetitive and quite boring, and that's the only downside to these missions in this game, and it's so... When this game gets into the battle missions or the missions that relate directly to the film and its story, it's a really good game and it feels so good to play. For example, taking down the AT-AT on Hoth is so much fun, and it gives you 2 ways to do it. One way is to climb up each leg and destroy the power source, or jump in that speeder and take down the bad boy with a tow cable. Yeah, like a boss. There's only one boss fight in this game, and it's of course the all-powerful Darth Vader. But he's really disappointing because he's so easy to beat. I mean, look at this. I thought it'd be quite funny to do Vader versus Vader, but I'm going to show you how quickly I beat him. I'm going to speed it up a bit so it's not too long. Yeah, this is it. Maybe it's because I was using Darth Vader and he's quite overpowered, but looking at the Kylo Ren fight you have in Force Awakens, that's got so much more depth to it than this fight. This is just basically burn bashing till he dies. The Kylo Ren one had more of a tactic to it, so they could have done something better with this, I thought. Another thing that added to this game is the on-rail flying sections, and now these are awesome because they're so much better than the free roaming flying levels because they were awful and you can't control the ship. But these make you feel like you're going faster, you can easily control the ship and shoot down the enemies and dodge stuff, and it's a really good introduction to the game instead of having the free roam ones which I hated. All the Disney Infinity figures can level up and gain extra abilities and skills. This will of course help you for further in the game where it gets a little bit harder. If you want a challenge, then I would suggest swapping the characters quite frequently and not sticking to one character. This will make the game a little bit harder as the character you're using won't be as powered up, so that's a little fun game you can have with yourself, I guess. There are many things to collect in the game. Like I said earlier, collecting a character token will unlock the character, but they're also quite a fun thing to collect during the game as well. There are also 100 monarchs to track down and kill. Now these are everywhere, so good luck trying to find them all. There are also many side missions and challenges for you to complete. Moving on to the enemies. Now your basic enemies are of course stormtroopers, and there are different variations in the game. For example, later on you come across the scout stormtroopers. They're a little bit stronger and a little bit harder to kill. There are also Empire captains that if you don't kill in time will send for reinforcements. You can also come up against some vehicles like the AT-STs and the AT-ATs. It's not all Imperial troopers. You also come across enemies from the films such as Sand People and Wampus. Now these are really hard to take down and they hit like hell. As you play through the game, you also unlock stuff for toolbox mode, like ships and enemies that you can have fun with and make your own levels. Also collecting all of the figures will look great on a shelf, trust me, but it does get expensive. So overall, some of the missions can be tedious and get a bit boring, but the more action based levels are a lot of fun. I love the new on-rail shooting sections. It's nice how they fit all three films into one game, but maybe they could have took out some of the more boring missions and fitted in other places to visit like Cloud City or Alderaan. Oh yeah, that happened. Again, the combat feels great and it's a really easy game to sit back and relax with, on your own or with friends and family, as it's got multiplayer in there too. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel then why not subscribe. Bye!